travelers. Welcome to Arrow for Nature's Tea on Climate Podcast, where we talk about what's hot and brewing in the climate change space. From breaking down major climate events to unpacking global and local climate solutions, we are here to spill the tea on what's happening, what's being done, and what still needs to change, and answer all your burning questions on climate change. So whether you're a climate newbie or eco warrior, the Tea on Climate Podcast is here to serve you. So grab a cup, tune in, and let's talk climate. Sanibonani Makadi, and welcome to the Tea on Climate Podcast. I'm your host Tate, bringing you the tea on something we all know but a few of us truly understand. That is waste, right? So not just the rubbish that we toss in the bin, but the systems behind it and the powerful ways South African communities, especially our youth, are flipping the script and turning waste into an economy. So let's get brewing. So let's start here. What exactly is waste? Waste is anything that we discard because we think it's no longer useful. So it can be food scraps, broken appliances, plastic wrappers, cans, cardboard boxes. But here's the problem. Waste doesn't just vanish, right? And in Mzansi, like many countries, our waste is piling up faster than we can actually manage it. According to the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment, South Africa produces over 2 million tons of plastic waste each year, and less than 20% is actually recycled. The rest ends up in landfills, illegal dump sites, rivers, and even in our oceans. But waste is more than just an environmental issue, it is a justice issue. In many of our townships and informal settlements, especially in places like Alexandra, Khayelitsha, or Umlazi, communities live side by side with dump sites. They breathe in smoke from burning rubbish and they drink from contaminated water sources. People in wealthier areas produce the most waste, but it's the poorest communities who suffer the health effects of the waste. So we're talking about skin infections, TB, asthma, and even increased risk of cancer. This isn't just unfair, it's environmental injustice. And this is essentially why waste is a justice issue, because its generation, management, and disposal often disproportionately affect marginalized communities, leading to significant health, environmental, and social disparities. Like communities located near waste facilities such as landfills and incinerators frequently face elevated health risks. Exposure to pollutants like particulate matter, mercury, and lead from these facilities can result in higher rates of asthma, respiratory diseases, and cardiovascular conditions among residents. So these health impacts are particularly severe in low-income neighborhoods and communities of color where such facilities are often situated, which is also some form of environmental racism. And in South Africa, also you see that marginalized communities frequently have limited access to proper waste management services, including regular garbage collection and recycling programs. So this lack of services contributes to unsanitary living conditions, increased exposure to waste-related hazards, and diminished quality of life. So addressing waste as a justice issue requires systemic changes that prioritize equitable waste management practices, enforce environmental regulations fairly, and involve affected communities in decision-making processes. However, despite these challenges that a lot of communities are facing with waste, many affected communities in South Africa are actively advocating for environmental justice. In Emalahleni, Mpumalanga, a young group of people, the Vukani Environmental Movement, have decided to take action about the waste problem affecting their community and advocate for change and sustainable lifestyles. They are doing more than just cleaning up, they are rethinking, reusing, and reclaiming their environment. So the Vukani Youth Environment Movement is part of the community-based organization Vukani Environment Movement, which is a non-profit advocating for environmental justice, focusing on air quality, climate change, and community empowerment. They work to raise awareness, promote policy change, and support community action for a healthier environment. So some of you may know them from the landmark deadly air case, where the court declared the air pollution in the Mpumalanga Highveld as an infringement of the right to a healthy environment, and also set precedent by stating that the environmental right is unlike any other socio-economic right, realizable here and now. So this was a big win for the Mpumalanga Highveld residents who have suffered and endured many years of toxic air pollution and the resulting health problems. Now, in addition to the air pollution from the surrounding power stations and environmental degradation caused by a myriad of mining companies in that area, the youth of them find themselves living in communities plagued by waste, as there are no proper disposal sites, worsening the environmental injustices they face every day. Plastic and medical waste is especially a problem in this community. Now, plastic pollution severely impacts the environment, harming ecosystems, wildlife, and human health. It leads to soil and water contamination, greenhouse gas emissions, and the introduction of harmful chemicals into food chains. Never mind the fact that it takes hundreds of years for plastic to decompose once it's thrown away, which is an environmental hazard in its own. So while this is a problem being faced by many communities in South Africa, VEM decided to take action, and these young activists have started a waste initiative based on separating waste from source and raising awareness in their community about the dangers of plastic waste and available alternatives. Their main goal is to educate people on the importance of separating waste at source and introducing them to a concept known as eco-waste, where everybody can organize waste. This is an important concept because once waste is mixed, it's useless, and involving everyone in the sorting of waste creates a sense of responsibility amongst individuals to actually protect their environment and not pollute. And also, when waste is separated from the beginning, it becomes a resource, something with value, something that can be reused, sold, or transformed into something else. And that's exactly what VEM is doing. Driving the idea that waste is not just waste, that it can be used for something else. And especially in a country rife with high youth unemployment rates, recycling, reusing, and upcycling waste can be a valuable economic activity.
Vukani Environmental Movement is a climate justice organization based in Emalahleni, in the heart of Mpumalanga. So we are combating environmental injustices that people that are based in this high priority area experience each and every day. So my name is Happy Tony Mtimunye, and I'm a youth leader at Vukani Environmental Movement. Environmental injustices that we're facing in the Highveld area, first of all, air quality. Our air is the worst in the world. Imagine, right? We were declared a high priority area back in 2016. It has gotten worse ever since then. Waste management, right? The municipality, well, they do help other sections, right? They cater for other sections, but not the whole of Woodbank. There are, like Mpumalanga, where Vukani Environmental Movement is based, the municipality does not engage in refuse removal. And then we also combat energy. We are trying to liberate people as far as energy democracy is concerned, right? There's what we call JET, which is what we're teaching people now. JET, just energy transition, right? So we have a plan, right, of installing solar panels. But I don't think I should be talking about that now. But we're gonna tell you guys all about it if you follow the page Vija on Facebook, VYE VJA, which is basically Vukani Youth. As far as waste, there's a new method that we want to incorporate. We're trying to assist the municipality because they always complain about, okay, we cannot cater for all these sections because some of them are it's just too much, right? Our budget does not like cater for everything. So we came up with this new idea, right? Eco waste. But it's not just ordinary eco. The eco is actually an abbreviation for everybody can organize. So it's everybody can organize waste. So we were part of the Zero Waste Academy in Tanzania. Me and Tony and Mpumalanga, where we learned about this new model, right? SWAS, separation of waste at source. So we've been applying it to households in Witbank, in our community. We started by teaching the people in our community about ways as to how they can separate their waste. Because in our eyes, waste does not exist. There's can, you put can aside, recycle. There's plastic, same thing. There's paper, same thing. And then all the organic compounds that come from your organic products, you just use them to make compost. So waste does not exist generally. So that's what we're trying to teach people. So we've also integrated this new thing, right? Of like each and every household having a mini garden, right? So that they can like use their waste to create compost, and then instead of wasting water, we're teaching them how to preserve water and preserve and rehabilitate water. So we have like methods. There's people within our organization that are actually focused on water and sanitation. Yeah, they are teaching people all that. What we do is we go to those households, we teach them about waste, and then we help them start their mini garden, and then we check maybe once in a while just to see if they're following up, stuff like that. And that's all there is to it. So yeah, this waste thing is really big. Yeah, we are really committed to teaching each and every individual about waste management to help keep our environment clean. So the show today, it was about teaching people actually about waste. So we sat down, me and Mpumalanga, and we were like, okay, what can we do to actually make people interested and to make the youth per se, to make the youth interested in like us, so that we can at least like make them understand or see our vision. We were like, nah, who's best to help us convey this mission? That's when we approached the gorgeous Miss Mpumalanga, Precious Skosana, and then she joined us. We sat down, we spoke about it, and we organized it. We decided to call upon Mr. Emalahleni, all these people that are actually advocating for change, right? A just change, just transition, basically. And then they all came through. We sat down, me, Mpumalanga, Miss Emalahleni, and thought about ways as to how we can mobilize all these people to help us garner all these like young people, young minds, so that we can like just have fun with it while learning. So hence why the first half of the event was like teaching each other, just talking, conversing, understanding where they at mentally, playing games and stuff like that. And then the other half, was like where we actually had fun, right? The runway model was everybody had fun, we were clapping, everybody was happy to see people actually turning waste into sustainable clothing, which was amazing to see. I was so amazed. Like, I mean, we planned this, but like seeing it live, it was like a different kind of vibe. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. So that's basically what it is. We're just trying to teach people about the sustainability of waste. That we can actually create an economy around waste material. So for more information, just check out our website. It's www.vem.org. So yeah, Ms. Mpumalanga, is there anything to add?
It was a very successful event, I must say, and I'm very much honored that I was here today, and proudly to say I was the MC of the event. My name is Precious Skosana. I'm Miss Provincial in Mpumalanga for the class of 2023. What I can say is we've learned so much about the environmental. We've learned so much about the waste. Since we're in a town that is full of coal, we are surrounded with a lot of factories that are producing coal and mines. So it is very much important to teach our miners and to teach our youth how much important it is to not do waste, but instead rather recycle whatever you've bought, your plastic, your bottles, you name it, rather recycle than to go and burn. Because now the educational theme about this whole environmental was, let's try and keep our air clean. As much as we do have those factories that are having smokes outside and factories that are producing coal, they are causing a lot of contamination of air. So it's very much important to teach our miners, like I've said, and our youth to burn less but to recycle more. So I'm very much proud of myself that I've taught the miners today how to recycle. Me, I am myself today, I know what to do if I want to recycle, especially with plastic bags. We've seen clothes that are very phenomenal. We've seen handbags that can be designed with old jeans, with plastics, with bottles, with cardboards. So there's so much that we've learned today. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
I recently had an opportunity to attend the Fractured Beauty Waste Fashion Show organized by the youth of VEM. They partnered with some local designers to upcycle plastic waste into pretty fashion designs. I saw plastic, cardboard boxes, and paper turned into some designs, jewelry, and bags that I could actually rock. The creativity was inspiring, and their commitment to promoting sustainable fashion and a cleaner environment is something we can all aspire to. I spoke to artist and fashion designer Queen LBB Maseko, the owner of Royal Designs, one of the local designers who was showcasing her designs at the fashion show, and here's what she had to say about this initiative.
My name is Robson Zayede Maseko, also known as Queen LBB. I'm a poet, fashion designer, and also a founder of an NPO called Our Legacy, which helps kids with training them with specific arts, from designing, singing, dancing and acting. So we groom them, especially when it's about their art and everything. And also I'm a founder of Royal Designs Boutique, which is a fashion company that deals with fashion designing. First, Royal Design started as a brand that also only concentrated on crochet only. But then I decided to say, no, let me also get into fabric designing, and seeing the waste that we see around, like everywhere you go, there are dumping sites, like every street there are dumping sites and all that. So we decided to launch a program called AIR in short, but it's Art Intelligent Recyclers. It's a project under Royal Designs Boutique. This project concentrates on turning waste into fashionable things like bags, earrings, everything that has to do with waste, fabric and everything, and each and every waste that you can get from the trash. So that is what AIR is about. So the thing that inspired us to make designs out of waste is that the more we see waste being dumped everywhere, we decided, okay, in Jongoba they are everywhere, we just collect them, we clean them and redesign them, give them a new look. Hence why our slogan is redefining waste. So we're giving waste a different meaning, just from just being waste, just waste. But now it has more meaning. You can even use it more than it was actually used, because you can turn isaga into a dress, you can turn plastic into a bag and everything. And also we are infusing fashion design and crocheting at the same time, where we can crochet a plastic, all that. That's what we do as Royal Designs Boutique under the project Art Intelligent Recyclers.
Essentially, the inspiration behind her designs and participating in this waste fashion show was to drive home the message on sustainable living and promoting creativity to address daily challenges. Introducing her fashion designs on the runway, she said that we live in a community full of waste, but through our designs and this fashion show, we wanted to show that plastic waste doesn't have to be shameful, it can be beautiful. We made dresses from discarded plastic bags, milli bags, handbags from cardboard boxes, and earrings from bottle caps. We are showing our community that waste is not just rubbish, it's potential. The Fractured Beauty Waste Fashion Show attracted several young people of different ages who not only enjoyed the show but also actively participated in a waste educational workshop held before the fashion show. This is what environmental justice looks like on the ground. youth using creativity to educate, mobilize, and build something sustainable, not just for the planet, but for themselves. So as you can see, this work is important and doesn't just tick boxes. It speaks directly to Sustainable Development Goals, especially Goal 12 on responsible consumption and production, and Goal 13, which focuses on climate action. And both of these aim to protect the planet and ensure a sustainable future for all, which is essentially what this youth group is trying to do. But more importantly, this work also connects to our constitutional rights to a healthy environment and to have that environment protected for future generations. These young people aren't waiting for the government to do something. They are leading with their hands, their hearts, and their hustle. So, what can you do as a young person who's also maybe sitting with the waste problem in your community and you're wondering, what can we do about this? Well, the youth of VAM gives you a nice example to follow, something to aspire to. But here are also some few powerful steps that you can take in your own community to reduce your waste and reuse and recycle as we promote a sustainable future for us all. Firstly, you can separate your waste at home. Keep plastics, food waste, and recyclables in different containers. Avoid buying plastic as much as possible. Always look to replacing plastic with things like paper bags, that last longer and are more durable. Join or support a local clean-up or youth-led initiative where you can use your skills and talent towards a sustainable future. Refuse single-use plastics like straws and carrier bags. Use reusable ones instead. Upcycle and reuse. You'd be amazed at what a cool bag or lamp you can make from waste. I mean, if you've seen some of the designs I was just showing here that came out of this waste fashion show, you can see how much you can do with plastic if you just decide to be more creative and innovative, right? Another thing you can do is to support waste pickers, because they are the unsung heroes of our recycling economy. And lastly, you can speak up, hold your local municipality accountable for waste collection and illegal dumping. And if you're a young person, remember that your voice matters, your creativity matters, and the planet needs your ideas, your art, and your solutions. The youth of Vukani Environmental Movement are proof that waste can be a valuable economic activity, that plastic can become power, and that change begins at the source with you. Keep separating, keep reimagining, and keep fighting for the world you want to inherit. Alright, my lovelies, that's a wrap on today's brew, but the conversation doesn't stop here. Every choice we make, every action we take shapes the future of our planet. So let's keep asking questions, keep pushing for change, and most importantly, keep caring, because the world needs all of us in this fight. If today's episode inspired you, share it, start a conversation, and let's keep the momentum going. Until next time, keep your tea hot and your climate action even hotter. Take care and see you soon.